Everybody, let's talk about the prophetic word today. There are some people making decisions in their life, and all the decisions that they've made is a Lot and Abraham decision, and we'll go into greater detail in this video. Instead of really paying attention to the Sarah and Abraham relationship that someone should have. There are people that are Christians that are Lot, and there are people that are Christians that are Abraham and Sarah. And as I've said before, as the Bible talks about being unequally yoked with unbelievers, Paul was writing to the Corinthian church telling them about that, warning them not to be unequally yoked with unbelievers. There can be an unequally yoked relationship that someone's pursuing right now, that you are an Abraham or Sarah type, and you're pursuing a Lot, or you're a Lot pursuing an Abraham. You are in a different relationship and a different place in your relationship with God, that you are not called to be together with an Abraham. You and Abraham may be wanting to keep Lot around their lives instead of developing the relationship that God's called an Abraham, listening to this video, to a Sarah, and vice versa. Sarah may want to keep Lot around, but Lot has to be removed from both of your lives. They cannot coexist. We see that Lot went wherever Abraham went with Abram as he left Haran. Genesis 12:4, Genesis 13:1 and Genesis 13:5 said that Lot went with Abram when he came out of Egypt. And he went, Lot also, who went with Abraham, had flocks and herds and tents. And we see in the book of 2 Peter that Lot was a righteous man, but he was in a different relationship with God than Abraham. And they could not coexist. And there are people that are trying to pursue relationships that you may very well be a Lot pursuing an Abraham. You are not at the place that Sarah can be for Abraham. And you need to understand that. Eventually God will raise you up and you will develop your relationship with God, that you will transition from a Lot to be a Sarah or an Abraham. But you are Lot. And you need to understand and humble yourself that that's where you're at. You are Lot. And there are some listening that are Abrahams and Sarahs. And there was a dynamic that was not God's will for Abraham's life. God's will for Abraham was Sarah, not Lot. And many people make decisions, whether it be in relationships or jobs, and they pursue the Lot instead of the Sarah. Or the Sarah wants the Lot around while they have Abraham. And God is saying, I don't want this to happen. This Trinity of sorts is not my will. I need you to make a decision today. And he said, so God, I believe, caused this strife between the herdsmen in Genesis 13:7. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abram's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. The Canaanites and the Perizzites then dwelt in the land. So Abram said to Lot, please let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brethren. It is not the whole land before you? Please separate from me. If you take the left, then I will go to the right, or if you go to the right, then I will go to the left. See, an Abraham type will want to see Lot benefited. They will not retaliate. They will not attack them because of their actions towards what God has given them, but they will give them a choice. Okay, we can't be together. It's not God's will for us to be together. This is not what God has called us to be. We cannot pursue or develop any further in what we have created for ourselves. This cannot happen. You are Lot, and I am Abraham. And so you choose. You go in the direction, but you must go. So that God can continue to develop Abraham and Sarah. And there are people that are so desperate to be in a relationship that they run into the relationships that are an Abraham-Lot type and put up with the strife rather than waiting upon the Lord for your Abraham, waiting upon the Lord for your Sarah. And that's God's will. God bless you. Have a great day.